to take you into this week's assignment, and in taking you into this week's assignment, it is not actually going to be due until the following week. The reason being is because we have a lot that's going to happen inside this assignment, plus there's going to be a lot happening with us going back inside the classroom. So this, instead of being due this coming Sunday, will be due next Sunday, and does involve quite a bit of work to complete the report. So what you're going to do is you're going to do a research report, and it tells you here, research report practice, directions, format the following report according to Mla Guidelines. So if you are not familiar with Mla Guidelines, I have given you a link right here. When you click on the link, it's going to take you here, which is Purdue OWL. You can get all the information you need as far as formatting using Mla formatting. Also right here is a sample formatted Mla paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download it. And in downloading it, I'll have it saved to my computer. I've actually already downloaded it, so I'm not going to do it again. But normally I would just hit, well, let's go ahead and do it. Save. I already had it, so I'm going to say yes, replace. And what this will do is give you a larger version for you to be able to look at. And it goes into quite a bit of information telling you what you need to do as far as setting up and following Mla guidelines. So if you look right here in the blue, it'll tell you that you put your name, the professor's name, the course number, and the date of the paper are double-spaced in 12-point Times New Roman font. Dates in Mla are written in this order: day, month, year. Do not abbreviate. So this information should be at the top of your report. This is actually going to be in the header, and we'll get to the header later. This is the title of the report. So you notice that the title is in title case and it is centered. If you look here, there's some additional information telling you what the green boxes are, what the blue boxes are. Titles are centered, written in 12-point Times New Roman. So one of the things I want you to understand about Mla is it's always going to be Times New Roman 12-point font. And it's going to be double spaced throughout. Everything in the report will be double spaced. And each paragraph will be indented. So you notice we have a paragraph that's indented. Our next paragraph is indented. It goes down and there's covering some additional information. So what this additional information is if you look right here, it'll specifically tell you when using headings in Mla, title the main sections, level 2 headers in a different style font than the paper's title. For example, small caps. So this is a different section. It's not a new title. It's to the left, and they're doing it differently by putting it in all caps. And if you continue to go down, it's going to give you quite a bit of information. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through how to get in Word and how to get your page set up. So if you've not been using office.com, then you would need to come to office.com unless you have Microsoft Word on your computer at home. But what I'm going to show you is through office.com. So to log in, you will need your school email and the password that you use to log in when you're logging into school computers. So I'm going to go ahead and hit sign in. When I hit sign in, it's going to ask me, do I want to stay signed in? I have 2 different accounts, so I'm going to say no. It's totally up to you whether you choose no or yes. The only reason I said no is because I have 2 different accounts. I have a personal and I have a work account, so I do not want to stay signed in. I'm going to come over to Word because we are doing our Word documents now. And I'm going to do a blank new document. So each time you do a research paper, you're going to need to follow this format. So this video is only going to show up one time showing you how to format your page for Mla guidelines. Otherwise, you're going to have to go through and get this set up by using your own resources outside of this video. So you may want to mark this video because you will be using it more than once. So very first thing we're going to do is we're going to follow the instructions and make sure it's set up for Times New Roman, because your Mla guidelines specifically tell you that it must be done in Times New Roman. It also specifically tells you that it must be a 12-point font. So Times New Roman, 12-point. We're going to come over to Layout, and right here are 3 little dots. We're going to click on the More Options and go to Paragraph Options because we need to set our page up. We're going to leave it left align. We're not going to do anything with the indentation before or after, but we are going to come here where it says first line and click on the first line for the special indentation. And it's going to default to 1/2 inch. And we want to do that so that way we do not have to press tab each time we're starting a new paragraph. We'll let Microsoft Word do that for us. Now for our spacing, we're going to leave the before as 0 and we are going to change the after to 0. Our line spacing throughout is going to be double, so we're going to change it from multiple to double, which is going to default the number that was in here. And when I say default, meaning it is going to default and remove it because we have told it to do double, and then we will press OK. So one of the things that we definitely want to make sure of is that our margins are 1 inch. So if you look right here, it's on a normal margin. Top, left, bottom, and right are all 1 inch. I'm going to go ahead and click it just to make sure. And now what we need to do is we need to put in the information that it told us to put in for our Mla header. So if you come back and look, I'm going to go ahead and adjust our pages so that way we can see both up at the same time. So I've got my Word document up and I am looking for my Mla formatting. Okay, I don't know why I'm having so much trouble finding it. It should be a Google Chrome file because it saved it as a PDF. There it goes right there. That's why I was having so much trouble finding it, because it did not start out Mla. Okay. So now that you can see both of them on the screen, what you need to do is this information right here. So the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to type in your name, and then you're going to type in, technically it would not be considered professor. I'm just going to type in my name again. So I'm going to pretend that my name is, as far as writing this paper, okay, so let's pretend it's Pam Brown's paper. And the teacher is obviously me. This is going to be Intro to Office Activity. And the way you're going to write the date, and I'm going to do this as of the date this assignment releases. I'm going to do it as 12 October of 2020. And then we're going to press enter. So now what we're ready to do is we're ready to put our title in, which our title needs to be centered. So I'm going to go back to the Home tab. I'm going to do the little drop down right here, and I'm going to align it center. I happen to already know that the title is Budgeting Basics for Adults, but in case you're wondering where I'm getting that information from, I am getting it right here. Budgeting Basics for Adults. So I do want you to notice up above that it says include a title page. Yes, we are going to need to do a title page, but I am not going through that in this video. We will do the title page in a different video. So right now we've got Budgeting Basics for Adults. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to type in Budgeting Basics for Adults. I want you to notice I did it in title case. I'm going to press enter. And when I press enter, we are now ready to start actually writing the report. So I'm going to go back to left, aligned, and it should indent our paragraph, but I can look at it and tell it did not. And the reason it did not is because I did not have it left aligned when we pressed enter. So for this first paragraph, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to press tab to indent it. So now I want to be able to see both this and my actual information that I need to type. So I'm going to pull them both up on the screen for you to be able to see. And I'm going to start typing in just like this right here. And you'll continue typing until you have everything completed. So if you look right here, you'll see, I'm going to separate this because I believe it'll be easier for you to tell where you need to hit your returns. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate this. I'm going to type the paper, and I'll come back after the paper is typed so you can see what you are supposed to be looking for. Okay, so I've came in and I've typed the paper, and you'll notice this is centered and that each paragraph is indented, that it is double spaced throughout. And there is a lot more that we need to do to this report, but I'm going to stop this video here because this is getting the meat of the report in. And then we're going to go in, we're going to add our title page, we're going to add our works cited, and up here in the top right hand corner, we are going to follow Mla Guidelines to where we have our last name and our page number showing up in our report as it tells us. But one of the things that I want to cover with you is, if you notice inside of Office, when you type this report in, you may get quite a few things here. You can go over here and you can look at the spelling and see what it says as far as the spelling. Well, it's got check marks, so everything's spelled correctly. You can go in and check the grammar. For example, in here it's telling us car expenses should not have a comma, but actually it should, because then we're going car expenses, comma, rent or mortgage payments, comma, and utility. So we can just say ignore if those things bother you. We can say ignore on the associate's degree. I would actually write it different, but I'm going to follow their instructions and keep it lowercase with the apostrophe. You come here, I happen to have an extra space, so what I'm going to do is correct that. It's telling us to put a dash in here, so you will see that it is decreasing the errors that are in there. Do you have to do that? No. Now, I can't tell you what's going to happen. Somebody's going to try to copy and paste. So in knowing that somebody is going to try and copy and paste, this is supposed to be productivity software. If you have enough technology knowledge about you to be able to copy and paste it, you can. However, most people fail when it comes to the copy and pasting, because what happens is it takes and it puts extra elements in there that you're not seeing, and you don't know how to correct them. So you can try to copy and paste it if that's the type of person you're going to be, but I'm still going to grade you based on Mla formatting. So if you do not have the correct Mla formatting, then obviously it's going to result in a bad grade. So if you do take the route of copying and pasting, and yes, I always have someone that tries, and then they have to end up doing the whole report over, and I say someone, usually it's quite a few in each class, have to do the whole report over because they do not have enough technology skills developed yet to know how to correct the things that happen when you copy and paste it. Do I have students sometimes that have enough technology to do that? Yes, I have had students that have enough technology to be able to copy and paste it and correct the things that go wrong through the copy and paste. So I'm going to leave it up to you whether you do that or you don't do that, because this is not, can you type the letter, or not the letter, but the research paper, is can you do the research report correctly based on Mla guidelines, because what I'm grading you on is completion of the work following Mla guidelines. So this is video one of a couple of different videos that's going to be associated with this one assignment. All right, I am going to shrink this one more time, scroll through so you can see your Mla header, title, indented paragraphs. All of them are double spaced. And we will pick back up in the next video.